It's an urban legend that never happened.
Hello there and welcome to Strength for Tomorrow Radio with me, Stuart Thompson. Today's Friday, yesterday was Thursday, tomorrow's Saturday. See, I know what days of the week, I'm pretty clued in. Thank you for joining me wherever you are in the world, wherever you are, maybe you're driving, maybe you're eating your dinner, maybe you're trying to get away from the kids and you've stuck it on in a different room. Wherever you're listening, hope you're well, hope you have had a great week. And today we have a very special guest, Jack O'Hare, who Jack, you might know, has been training in CrossFit Fitness since we reopened back in April of this year. So it's nearly 6 months. So I thought it'd be good to get Jack back in the chair and have a bit of a chat with him. So last time audio wasn't great. This time we have nailed it. I think you can let me know if I haven't. Jack just shares a little bit about some of his experience since he's been training people here. Some of his client success stories and wins, and what he's learned, what he's looking forward to in the future. And yeah, it's just a bit of fun. And you can get to know Jack and myself a little bit better through the course of the interview. So yeah, stick around. We've had a busy week trying to get the new classes up and running and sort out any teething problems. So we've got a whole host of new classes every day of the week, Monday to Friday, and then Saturday morning as well. So Total Body Toning, Power, Atomic, running 2 times each per week. So there's some space left if you want to jump in. I'm going to put a link in the show notes and you can have a look at what's on offer, and if you want to call in for a drop-in session, you would be most welcome. So stick around, hope you enjoy the chat with Jack. Hey there, Stuart at Cross Functional Fitness, and I have with me Jack O'Hare.
Hi.
Jack has been training here at CrossFit. He's been training clients, I should say, since April, isn't it?
30th April. Yeah,
30th April.
Like
He knows the date and everything.
The first day of, I think I get a tattoo on my arm now.
Yeah. Let's not get carried away. Anyway. So yeah, Jack's been training clients since the 3rd of April, and he's been doing a stellar job, I can tell you. All the clients say so as well. So we're going to ask Jack just a little bit about how he's got on, what he's learned, some client struggles, client wins, and what he's looking forward to going forward. So Jack, how have you found the last, it's almost 6 months now?
It's 6 months. I actually was here a year ago in September.
Yeah.
I used to go out and help you out with the body toning and all that.
That's right.
It was I had no idea. Like I remember, like when we were out there as well. Like I remember when I don't know what it was, but I remember like when I was looking at the first time we were going outside, I was looking, I was like, what is all
What
this
is this
stuff?
stuff?
Like I was like, what is this
What
stuff?
are these words?
Like I thought I went to the gym regularly and stuff for what I had learned coming out of the course, and I had no idea what half these kettlebell stuff was.
I just made them up, to be honest with you.
I
just made up the extra.
the one, the Halo one.
Yeah, that's not even a thing. I just made that up.
Yeah. So like, I've learned a lot. Like I've really learned a lot. It's especially when you're coming from, like, when you go to the course as well, like, it's very structured. It's just like, oh, this is what it'd be like. It's really different. Like, it's just completely different. You weren't dealing with realistic clients. You're in the class with your friend and you're like,
it's fictional.
Oh, yeah, it's fictional.
Yeah.
Like, even on your examination there, it's just like, you can choose my mate there, like, who's obviously going to the gym as well. Oh yeah, that's how you do the bench press, that's how you do the deadlift, but it's not when you come in here in real life. You deal with real life clients.
Yeah.
People finding it hard, injuries, maybe aren't going to make it to the session that day as well.
Yeah.
I've learned like a lot, and I've learned a lot off you as well, and like real life experiences as well. But yeah, it is what is like what I've expected as well. But it's also different.
It's different.
There's like ups and downs.
Yeah.
That you just learn from these things
Yeah.
as well.
It's life.
You
isn't
need
it?
to be through in the deep end to really understand what this industry is really about.
Totally. No, I think the same thing. Whenever I did my qualification, you sort of have all these like whimsical ideas, like things that come into your head that you don't really like. Again, they're not real life, as you say. Like, you nailed it. It's not real life. The other problem is, I don't want to get into a whole like slagging match of the qualifications, but it's like from the 1970s. If we're really honest, like the qualifications, like they're not updated. They really aren't.
I don't think they've changed.
They haven't changed. Yeah, it's quite cobwebs on them, but they just put it on the internet now. That's the thing. So yeah, how have you found like early mornings or late evenings, like the anti-social element of it?
Early mornings, like I find, like sometimes it's hard to get out of bed. Obviously, naturally, anyone's gonna find it hard to get out of bed. Some like even there, for example, today, like going down the road, like it's coming into it's autumn now, isn't it? Yeah,
it's autumn, I think.
Autumn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Going into winter, and like I remember, like it goes in the winter, it gets dark early. It's like you looking at your phone, your watch. It's definitely 6 here. Like it's like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning.
It feels so late. Even this morning, it's quite dark, isn't it?
Yeah. And
hasn't even got cold yet, but
do you know what the thing is as well? It's like almost like the split shifts. Almost like sometimes if I'm done here in the morning, let's say there's someone from 7 to 8, maybe 9, and then you go home and then it's coming back. Sometimes it's just like, sometimes you're a bit tired. You know, sometimes you're just like, I'd rather sometimes like even when I'm in the shop, it's just like you're in the morning and you get set time. Get home at 5:30. Yeah. Sometimes like it's okay. Sometimes it doesn't bother me. There's sometimes I was like, oh, like I'd rather just stay at home. It's nice.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, a good way to deal with it is. This is a trade secret. Get a nap in the middle of the day.
Get a nap. I actually do have a nap.
Yeah.
Do you?
Of course I do. That's why I look like a baby. It's fresh faced. Yeah, like naps are definitely the king. Like, definitely.
Yeah, just like sometimes, like I try. Sometimes I'm just like, right, I need to be more productive in these. Like sometimes when even for example for today, like when I've got people coming in later. Sometimes I'm like, right, let's get productive. Let's get some ideas going on the week. Like what am I going to post on social media? Or what am I going to do different with my clients? Like what metabolic training or cardio training or what exercise can I do or different techniques. I was doing more research there about like fat burning exercises there as well, like, you know, looking up Athlean X, but like still, like, you know,
Jeff Cavalier.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's good PT. Like a lot of people think he's juiced up, but like
let's not definitely Jeff Cavalier now. Who knows? Yeah, so you're looking at there's so many good resources out there now. There wasn't, like, I remember whenever I was growing up, there was, you know, you had what they have Men's Health, which is trash, and you had no offense, but yeah, like there's no other real resources. You know, you got like your bodybuilding magazines and like there was no other genres of fitness. So the bodybuilding or I don't know, powerlifting, I guess. Like but there's nothing else really out there. So now there's like the internet's just full up, and the problem is the internet's full too much.
Did you feel like you looked up a few things like when you're like Google like or reading YouTube and stuff? Was that like quite a lot of stuff that you kind of looked at as well when you kind of first started out?
Oh yeah, like I spent like before I became a PT, I spent like 10 years like before I even like thought of being a PT. Not thought of being a PT, but I spent like 10 years research and stuff, like compiling tabs on my laptop, like from I was early 20s to like near 30. I was like just like compiling resources and things I was gonna always read and read again and keep rereading and glean things from, and you learn a lot of principles. You learn a lot of what the rubbish there is out there as well. You learn a lot of stuff that shouldn't be in the public domain. It shouldn't be published. Like, it's just nonsense. And like even now, like that's the problem. There's so much information, like Instagram. You got Instagram, you got YouTube, you got Facebook stuff, and you got all this information flying at you. And one person dogmatically saying this is the only way to do things. Another person saying this is the only way to do things. Another person saying this, and it's really confusing for trainers sometimes. Never mind, you know, especially new trainers. Never mind
there is
clients.
Like so much different exercises that people would say things differently, and like deadlift, for example, is quite a temperamental exercise, and people all have their different ways what way it's done. Especially if you were to look up on Google how to do a deadlift.
Oh yeah.
Like you're gonna get so much different people who are gonna say different things about it. Like,
it's overcomplicated. Like, and again, I guess in our industry that's what happens a lot of time is people try to overcomplicate things. Like the basics are really simple, but we like
just
a lot of time
off the ground.
Yeah, but to keep it simple is almost a hard thing to do for some reason. But yeah, literally like, you know, 2 or 3 steps and you've got your deadlift. It's one of the easiest exercises technically to do, but as you say, there's so many different approaches that vary so much in what they're saying, but
how it's done.
So sometimes actually be able to shut out the noise, I find is helpful. Like being able to actually just like focus in on, right, this is the way I'm going to teach it, and the other ways are fine, maybe not, but this is the way I'm going to teach it. It's simple, it's effective, it's safe, and you know, clients can remember it.
It is. It's just like so much different people out there is going to like teach you other things, and that's what it is as well. Like even like, you know, obviously when I was doing deadlifts, like you know, it wasn't even until I started working here. I absolutely despised deadlifts, for example. Like,
Aye.
I think I
What
told
did they
you
do on you?
before. I just hated them. Like,
What did they do?
I would have went to the gym, and I would have been up at the gym, a Pure Gym. I would have been up there, and I would have, like, not, like, I'm just saying for Pure Gym now, I don't go there anymore, because you go to Pure Gym now these days, it's just these big guys just sitting on the bench pressing their phone on squats, the racks, and they're there the whole time. You're not guaranteed to get work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are just on their phones the whole time, and if I would have went to the gym, I was like, I do leg days. It's just like,
Do you think we should have a no phone policy in this gym?
no, no. I think when
It's like put them in a basket at the door and then collect them when you're way
I
out.
think everyone's very committed when they come in here. Like,
Yeah,
like,
nobody's
when
on their
people
phone,
just
really.
put their phone aside and they're like,
Yeah.
just like, because they're only here for an hour.
I
You know,
know,
they're going to
make the
get
most
the
of it.
workout done. Like, sometimes you go up that gym up in Pure Gym or any other gym, you're up there over an hour or even longer because people are on the machines or on their phone too long. It's
Yeah.
just,
Taking
everyone's paying,
selfies.
yeah, with the mirror, yeah.
Taking videos of themselves working out. Yeah.
It's a bit annoying, you know, and you're all paying the same amount of money as well to go to the gym. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a bit annoying. It's consistently always busy. But, like,
So why do you hit the deadlift?
going back to deadlifts, why I hate the deadlifts, it's just, I always just wanted to avoid doing them.
Yeah.
I found them very complicated. Like, at the time, I found them very complicated. Like I said, I probably would have watched loads and loads of videos on how to do it, and the more I watched it, the more I was confused about it. Like, the more I was confused about it. And I got to the bit that I actually just said, you know what,
I don't need deadlifts in my life.
I'm not doing deadlifts.
I don't
you
need
know?
this stress.
Yeah, I'm not doing deadlifts, and I just, like, I would have avoided doing them. I just would have went in, I would have done the squats, would have done any other exercise.
You went to the gym and seen the bar set up ready to go, and you just like pretend it isn't there and walk on.
Yeah, and I would have completely avoided doing them. And I would always say my back was sore, probably because of bad form, bad technique, probably doing it wrong, or it was too heavy, or I don't know what was the
Yeah.
problem. But now, since I've actually came here in the gym, and since I've always been here, I've started slowly working on it and like listening to what you've been saying about it as well. I'm like, now I'm doing about maybe over 120 now,
Wow.
like, which is like,
What weight are you?
I'm only about like 63. I think.
Yeah, that's good going, yeah.
It's like, you know, so I've like from
Wow.
exercise I've really hated. I've really progressed within the time I've been here. So
So what was it? 100 and what you're lifting?
122.5, I think now.
You're nearly double body weight then. You're like,
Yeah, no, I'm
whoa.
fine. I was gonna maybe do it today, but like.
Is that for one rep or is that how many reps?
I only got that. What the last day I was in, I got 122.5 for one. I tried to get 3, you know, on the
Yeah.
program, but I couldn't lift it. My heart rate was so high. You know, like you're like almost gonna black out. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the fuzziness, like
Yeah.
you know, just like high heart
You
rate.
need to
just
get a defib
panting.
in here soon. Definitely need to get a
Panting.
defib.
But like I said, I just need to like start bulking out more probably to lift it heavier. You know, just
Put on weight,
get
yeah.
heavier.
That's it, put on
Yeah.
weight. But like that's nearly double body weight, which is huge.
Yeah, I've started taking the protein shakes there again as well because I
Yeah.
felt like I was just when I was kind of like leaving the gym, going home, like going upstairs, I was like, getting really achy and
Yeah.
sore. So it's just like not that the protein shakes are going to help me like pain wise, like you know, just trying to help with my muscles,
Recovery,
recovery in my muscles.
Yeah. Like getting the calories in as well. Like
Yeah, no, that's just a bit of a story now because like I hated deadlifts. I think I told you before. I just really didn't like them.
Yeah.
You know, didn't mind obviously teaching them, but like I just was not a big fan of them. And like
Yeah.
I know there's actually some PTs out there that would avoid doing deadlifts as well because
who are the name of them? My job, don't name them. Leave them alone.
I know one. Yeah, I know one anyway. Yeah, I really know one. He told me before, and I was just like, he just didn't like the he's found it very temperamental, you know, at the time. And
That's like some
and
people.
I'm just like I was like that, and look at me now.
If someone has a back injury and they're really sore, it's probably not a good idea to do deadlifts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until they're feeling well enough, or until they can start breaking it down and literally do a hip hinge with no weight, just a body weight, and do a hip hinge and without pain.
Was there any exercise that you despise doing, and then you kind of just overcome it, like over time, since you're in this gym all the time, or in this industry?
Running.
You never didn't do any
Hated
running.
running. I think I spoke about this before in the podcast. It was like it's used as a punishment in schools. You know, if you like,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
you know, if you're like
Yeah, if
cheeky
you're
and
like,
you give a bit of cheek to
the
your
PE
teacher or
teacher
something.
make you do laps around the football.
20
field.
laps of the pitch, lads, and then you. I don't know why it's from Belfast and go to school in Belfast, but yeah, like it's like running around
That is
on
true.
the
Yeah.
pitch, and it's like, oh, I hate
Burning
running.
calories is a punishment.
Running around the pitch like an idiot, like it's a punishment. So whenever I go
Yeah.
to school, like I had this association with, I hate running. Like I'm not gonna run unless a dog's chasing me or a bad man, you know?
Or you're late for something.
or I'm late for something. Like yeah. Have you ever had to run through an airport?
Once in my family. Yeah.
You sweat more than any gym workout.
Oh, it's
don't
scary.
you? You're like this here afterwards, like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Sweat patches. Well, you didn't know you had sweat patches or could get sweat
so
patches.
that was like one of the rare occasions
Running.
you had to run there in the airport.
Yeah, I had to run the airport. Yeah, I was in Finland, and I got my times wrong. And I turned up the airport, and I wasn't even on the board, and it was like a miracle that I actually got it on the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one time I had to run. Yeah, bad times. No, running was one thing I used to hate.
What running these days? Would you do much running? Or
I actually don't
or
much
you
running.
more of a walker just with Ted and all that?
Yeah, I'd walk with Ted, but I don't. I could run if I had to, but I don't train running as much as I used to. I used to like do it at least once a week.
Yeah. Just around like where you
Yeah,
live.
nothing major. Like I would never think of doing. Oh, I'm going to do a 10k because I would just get bored.
Yeah.
And again, unless someone's chasing you, it's not as interesting, is it? So like, yeah, running something I've had to get over psychologically. It wasn't even the fitness element of it. It was just psychologically trying to get past that. So yeah, but that's fine. Cardio in general. I do the same thing. I'm more of a lifter at heart, but
yeah,
I just like lifting.
I wasn't much of a runner myself.
No.
I don't do much cardio training myself.
But it wasn't the technical side of it I didn't like. It was just the mentality. Like, I think you have to have a certain mentality to be able to run. What about, have you any memorable client stories or client successes?
So like since I've got here, like I've got like a few clients, and definitely like I find it quite cool, like that people who have never came to the gym before, and like it's a good sight for me to see as well that like they have no idea what to do, like anything, like they have no idea, just came in, they had goals, and like if you're coming in like now, they went from, you know, even deadlift, just talk about deadlift, you know, from 0 kilograms, like just from the bar, to lifting, maybe going into next week like 90 kilograms or something, like, and they have no idea what to do in the gym, and like, you know, they build up that strength, they build up that technique, and like, you know, I've always been quite a positive person, telling them like you know, look at your lifting now, like, you know, you're doing so well, and it really gives them like motivation to like saying like, yeah, like I am really strong, and like I am making good progress, and like they are enjoying coming down here, and like when they're coming down here they want to lift heavier. You know, it's almost a bit like they're always saying like, oh, how high can I go? It's like as high as you can go,
exactly,
you know. And we'll keep building on it. Like if you are happy doing this training, you're
like, I'll tell you if you get too strong. Whenever you get too strong, I'll let you. Whoa, yeah. Back off of it.
It gives you a good feeling inside as well. It makes you feel like, this is, you know, this, like, they probably never thought when they were coming here, like, they would have been lifting this type of weights.
Totally,
Like, you know, they're very, like, negative and don't have a lot of confidence in themselves. But people are a lot stronger than they are than they think.
Oh, 100%.
Over time,
definitely. And sometimes in the gym, that's when it's brought out. And then whenever you do something really tough in the gym, it trains you for life, I think, to do tough things and get over tough things, and to, you know, be able to approach it with the right attitude. Because if you're lifting heavy things for fun, guess what? Whenever stuff comes that's heavy in your life, you're going to be able to deal with it a bit better, aren't you? Hopefully. Do you ever find, though, you're saying like a lot, like some clients have come in, they have no idea what to do, like they're just green, they don't know a clue about anything, technique, weights, names of exercises, anything. Do you ever find that those are sometimes the most enjoyable people to coach, because they're a clean slate and you don't have to correct little bad habits they've maybe picked up, or, you know, they've watched this YouTube video and they've done, you know, somebody's doing it wrong, or, you know, do you ever find that? It is good. Like, it is good that it's almost like if anyone was to even get a new job, like if you're going to get a job in a restaurant or be a waiter or something, like if I couldn't be a waiter,
or even barista training, you know, or even someone going to work in a bar, if like sometimes managers like that, that's, they haven't worked in any other bars before, haven't worked in any other cafes or restaurants before, so the manager just train them the way they want them to be trained,
mold them and shape them
into the best employee ever, you know. And I think that does kind of, it's a wee bit like that in the gym as well. Although you do have to spend a little bit more time with them. Like, I do notice that, like, when you get new people in here, you have to spend quite a lot, a wee bit more time on technique, especially like compound exercises, quite a lot. You know, but it is good, as well. Like, so sometimes when people come in, they've been to different trainers or they've been to different gyms before. Like, they've, you know, they're rounding their back, or they're, you know, keeping their back straight some exercises, or they're like, I've never had any clients like this before. Like, you know, I'm expecting sometimes clients like, no, this is how you do it. You know, this is the way I was taught how to do this. You know, but attitude and stuff. And getting angry and like, you're right. No, sorry, I'm right. You're wrong. Type of attitude. Like, you know.
What do you go from there? Like, to just go, right, girl, I'll leave you to it. I don't know. Is that, I was gonna say, backtracking, you're saying that you're molding and shaping. you're saying like into the best employee ever.
Yeah.
Is that what like your parents did with you in the bakery then? You're
No.
like the best.
I like
More
to
than-
think. I like
from a
to
young
think.
age.
I like to think. I
Yeah.
personally think I'm the best coffee maker in Warren Point.
Coffee maker, really?
Yeah, definitely.
Is
I
there a
think-
lot of coffee makers in Warren Point?
No, I don't think it's much
I'm-
competition though.
I'm one of them.
Oh yeah,
Well, I made this one in Dromore this morning, but
did you with
yeah,
the grinder, the coffee machine at home?
yeah, we grinder, yeah.
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 No, I think I'm quite good. I
Yeah.
think I see I'm underestimated at my place. I'm only there one day a week, but
Maybe
you know.
you should open a wee cafe area in the corner here and put you to the test.
Yeah.
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 So
I think,
those
yeah.
hours during the day, whenever you're saying like I have to go home, and then like after the morning you don't want to come back in the evening, if you just stay here making coffee all day,
Yeah, I would say like a lot of people would like really like that. You know,
Yeah.
they get the
get Ben the
coffee.
horse over there to say hello to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm probably the best coffee maker by like. See, I'm so underestimated, Stuart, as well. Like I'm so underestimated when it comes to
You're
Like
very
the
very modest
7
about it as well, though.
7 grams, 14 grams coffee, double shot, single shot. You
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah, you're showing off now. I just get a cafetiere and go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or pour over, done. None of this fancy like.
Would you know how to do like a latte or a cappuccino or
I don't speak Italian.
Americano or anything like that? No.
Don't speak American.
Just
Don't know that. No,
coffee. That's all you
just-
know. Just coffee.
just a good bit of coffee. Give me some nice like Rwandan beans or something.
yeah.
You know, nice medium roast. That's what I'm all about. Anything else is just too
No,
complicated for me.
just too complicated.
I'm a simple kind of guy, you know. So yeah, is there any clients where you've like made remarkable progress that you want to give a shout out to, or in the last 6 months?
6 months. Name or
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I felt like Gareth, who's definitely came in here. He's done very well. Like strength wise, you know, he was the person to give the example of, you know, and even Joe, you
Yeah.
know, for a guy that again didn't do much training, like he's built some serious strength
Yeah.
on the bench press,
Yeah.
for example, like, you know, and I think he's really surprised and like, wow, like I can be a bouncer, like, you know, I'm really strong.
can he bench press the weight of you yet? That's a good
I
bench.
say he probably could. To be honest, I say he probably could.
Let's put that to the test.
Like even now, like when I'm still racking on the weights, I still think it's still like a little bit too easy for him. Like
Yeah.
I think there's still more potential.
holding back,
It
isn't it?
just seems like a big, well into 100 kilogram lifter, like with
Yeah.
the right amount of training. Like
Yeah.
you know, he's got some potential. Like
Yeah.
I think he's definitely got some good potential.
Great.
Yeah, so like Joe Garrett, like definitely good guy, smashing it out, consistent all the time. You know.
And of all the clients who come here, like across the week that you've trained or
Okay.
met, who's your favourites? Top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Oh God, I have to give names.
No, I'm joking.
It'd be very controversial.
You can see the sweat breaking out in your face there. But seriously, you can name them right now.
Really?
No.
No, I was like, what?
I was
You
trying
said
to
controversial.
trick you into
I
it.
used
See,
to see when they come in and be like, so you don't like me?
why do you hate me, Jack?
You don't like, I'm not coming back.
Are you only making me do this exercise because you hate me? You didn't name me.
Very controversial, that one, yeah.
Yeah, I thought, I was trying to get a squeeze a name or two out of you just
Oh,
to
God.
see if you fell for it. Didn't work. Oh yeah, cool. What are you looking forward to, like moving forward? Like, 'cause we're coming to the end of 2021, isn't it?
Oh, so old. So
Yeah, you're
old.
21 now, aren't you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
old. I'm going to be like 50 soon.
What was it like turning 21? Actually, that's happened since you started working.
Oh, I feel so old.
I feel so mature.
Although, like, I feel like,
Any-
doesn't 20 sound older than 21 for some reason? Like,
Yeah, there's that.
that just,
19 to 20 is a big one. And then
yeah,
everyone's over it by the time you get to 21. Like, yeah, so what? You know,
yeah. I think
that's
I'm
that
like
fun.
20, like 22, 23. Oh, same age, all the same thing.
Yeah. Have you any grey hairs yet?
No.
Bald patch?
Maybe like a few grey hairs, maybe in my chest. Maybe.
You're growing chest hairs?
No, I don't have any chest hair.
Ah.
I don't
But
want
they're
chest
grey.
I actually don't want any chest hair, to be honest.
Why?
I was shave it off like.
Yeah.
I
You don't have to disclose that, like, but it's cool. It's cool you're showing.
Yeah.
Armpits.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
You keep the armpit hair.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's for
You have
decoration.
to, you have to show-
Decoration and warmth.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm starting to get a bit of like stubble here now. I'm
Yeah.
getting old. Like, I didn't have this like a
See,
while ago. Like,
see now if you can grow a beard,
yeah, makes you look older.
you can deadlift 200 kilos. Seriously.
That's why you never shaved yours.
I haven't shaved my beard. Well, did shave it once and I lost all my strength, so I'm trying to grow it back now.
It's just like
It's a
man,
true
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Testosterone goes through the roof.
Um,
Somebody's going to fact check me on this and like call me out if anyone's listening.
that's weird. Wait, what was the question you asked me there again? Was it?
I don't know. No,
You asked me
what,
something there.
what-
I can't remember. We don't got to talk about beards and stuff. I can't remember all about it. He shaved my chest for some reason. That has grey hair. I don't even have it.
Yeah, but you're getting a beard. Nice. What are you looking forward to apart from growing a beard?
Oh no, sorry. Oh, that was the question you asked. Like what? Like the future.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah. Apart from growing a beard, what else are you looking forward to?
Like just like work. Like I just want to learn more. Like
Yeah.
you know, I've been here. What, like you said, 6 months, and I still feel like there's still so much more to learn. Like especially with these classes. You know, we're doing class every single day. I feel like there's so much more to learn.
Yeah. What's a good point? What do you think of the new classes? What have you?
Oh, I think
you've had a flavour of all of them now, haven't you?
Yeah, I think they're really cool. Yeah, I think they're really cool. With the power class is it's definitely different. Like it's almost like what I thought of it when the other day when I came in here on Tuesday. It's almost like a big PT class. You know, like a big semi-private class.
Yeah.
Like for some reason there's like 10 people here
It's
instead
all
of 4.
they're all doing the same thing at the exact same time instead of PTing where everyone's doing their own program at different at different times. But yeah, it's essentially it's just strength. It's kind of taking the strength element out of the total body toning class. So in case you're listening, you don't know what we're talking about. We've got 3 classes on offer now, 2 times a week. So Monday we've got total body toning, Tuesday power, Wednesday atomic, Thursday total body toning, and then Friday there's power and Saturday atomic. So we'll kind of go over that every week now. And total body toning's been around for over 3 years, nearly 4 years I think almost. So
you've been in it, smashing it for 3 years.
Yeah, it was started as a 12-week thing, and it's kind of grown. So the guys really enjoyed it, who were part of that initial batch, and they asked to continue it, and it's kind of continued ever since. Apart from government intervention, we've been shut down.
We used to do it outside.
Thanks, Robin Swan. So then PAR is a brand new one we've introduced.
Yeah, it's interesting to see
So
where that's going.
it's something I've always wanted to do, is to kind of give people a baseline, just know the basics of barbell training, of strength training, the principles behind it, and the techniques, and trying to do that on a slightly larger scale than what we've been doing before.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's interesting to see where it'll go, and I'm interested to see how much weight these guys will progress into, you know, the overhead press, and the girls and the guys that come in. I'm really interested to see. Like, I would like to see maybe in a couple of weeks, let's say 4 or 5 weeks from now, like, see how much they progress from lifting that bar, that dumbbell, to see what they're doing now.
Yeah.
I think they might be a bit shocked, and like.
That's exactly what you say. Yeah, you're going to be surprised at how much strength they actually can tap into, and I think train it consistently. So yeah, another one, Atomic, we've run it for 8 weeks from August, September. We've continued it as well. The guys really enjoyed it, so we've continued it 2 times a week. So it's exclusively HIIT cardio. So using everything from air assault bags to concept 2 ergs, concept 2 rowers, sled push, skipping, ski erg, ball slams, lots of stuff and different modalities. And then we'll go back and retest it and see how people's performance and work capacity has come on during the time. So we've got everything's planned out basically until Christmas.
Oh yeah, I've seen that in your story. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so for good or for bad, we'll see how people like that. So people will be trying to break in here and get that file and see what's coming up. They'll be scared to see what's happening. So so you're enjoying the classes?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. I think
there's a few characters in the classes, isn't there? You don't have to name them, but there's just agree there's a few characters.
A few jokers. Like.
Yeah, there's a few jokers.
Yeah, there's a few jokers. Yeah, especially the body toning. Like,
yeah,
if body toning. I think we were shy in the Atomic class at the moment. Like, but,
you have to get to know them.
I think the Atomic class is great. Like, I think it's tough, but like that's what they want. It's really hard. Like,
it's hard as you want it to be as well, though.
It is tough. Like,
yes, a certain.
I would struggle with it a lot if I did it myself. Like,
maybe you should do it.
I'll try to start into it.
You can come to mine on Saturday. Yeah, I'll put you through the paces. It's one of those ones. They're all as tough as you want them to be. Like, it's not like personal training where it's individualized, it's tailored, and the weights are kind of made specific to you, and that that you can regress things or progress things if it's too easy or too hard. It's kind of just do it, and it's quite good that way. Personal training, you can kind of tinker with things and bring everybody along at the right rate, at the rate that they think they should be going. Whereas with this, everyone kind of comes along together, but it's kind of cool seeing people themselves, so they can go harder and go easier if they want to.
Yeah.
We don't really keep track of it or push it too much, but
no.
We're going to slowly introduce more of that sort of thing. But
you keep track of the calories and all that there as well.
Yeah.
Optional for the ski machine there as well. Yeah. There are ski out there you can put weights on or off.
Yeah.
But it's really cool, and like I done it, like me and you done the Atomic class there as well. I thought they really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really different, really different compared to the body toning.
Yeah, it's more intense. So total body toning is kind of a amalgamation of the other 2 classes, I would say, with a bit of core as well. But you're still doing a bit of strength in total body toning. You're still doing a bit of cardio and HIIT in total body toning. But with this, you're kind of focusing on one or the other for the 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I'm really pleased with how it's turned out so far. I think I've got a really good
Good
offering,
setup.
good offering, good service, and
setup. There's a class every day bar Sunday, so
yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
resting up on Sunday, hitting Monday hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the things you're excited about in the future then?
Yeah, no, just like, yeah, obviously working here, learning more, and then just maybe like obviously like what you have here is really kind of inspirational a wee bit as well. Like, you know, I think a lot of trainers dream of having their own gym someday and being their own boss and having a very successful business. I think it's a real go for a personal trainer as well.
Yeah.
But I'm too early for that. I am far too young for that.
You haven't got any grey hairs yet. You don't want any grey hairs. They say if you want to get out of shape is to start your own gym. Yeah, no, I have I probably worked out less since the start of the gym than before. Before I used to work out 6 days a week, no bother.
No way.
Yeah, so now
What
it's
was the rest time we would do that like?
Sunday.
None. Just Sunday.
No, I'd rest every now and then, but you generally just had the time, more time. Whenever you get your own business, you always feel like you need to be working and doing stuff. So I would say enjoy your 20s. Enjoy, what you're doing, as in enjoy just not having the same sort of stresses and pressures as owning your own business or having a premises or all that sort of stuff. But enjoy it, but definitely learn, because I think you've done really well in the last 6 months. You've clients love you.
Yeah.
Can't like
you.
Me. No, can't like you better than me. It's
oh no, that's
so whenever I come back from after the weekend or something, or I come back and how you going, Jack? Yeah, Jack's so nice. Jack's such a lovely lad, and I'm like, all right, I'm here too. I'm thinking it's just I'll sit in the office and do all the background work.
Nice, is that what they're saying?
That's exactly what they're saying. That's what I'm taking it. But I'll do all the background work and just let you see the clients, because you're nicer than me. Clearly. No, I think you've done really well. You've you're so quick at learning. I think you're really you're really fast at learning and picking things up and kind of just seeing what the culture of the gym is and what the culture of the setup is, and then able to replicate that and just making everyone feel welcome, the gym should be, and getting on with people, and not kind of.
I've got a question about you. You know, since I've been here as well, do you feel like a wee bit less stressed out or anything? Because you know the way that before I was here, I think I worked out that you were here maybe 5. You're working a 5-day week here, was it 5?
Before that was in 6 days a week, and then that was 5 days a week. Cut out Wednesdays. Yeah. So it was 5 days. And then but it's early mornings, late evenings, those 5 days.
Yeah. And are you to a 3-day week?
So it's.
Do you feel a wee bit less stressed out now these days, or do you still feel like?
It's just different stress. I'm getting more sleep. That's for sure.
You feel like you're getting more
sleep? Definitely get more sleep, because before you were doing I was getting up at 5 nearly every morning, apart from Wednesday,
crazy,
and then Wednesday and Saturday, and then not getting home till 9 o'clock. So it's kind of burning the candle at both ends, which made me a bit of a hypocrite, because then I'm like, sleep's really important, guys. You need to get your sleep. And I'm like, why are you sleeping in the corner there, Stuart? So so it's definitely helped from that perspective. That I get more sleep.
You get more sleep. That's always positive. Yeah.
I think I'm being more productive then in the hours I'm here, because whenever I'm here, I'm working and doing work in the office. So whether it's social media or whether it's planning programs or doing new things, looking over clients' things, I'm getting more work done in that time, so then whenever I go home, I can shut off a little bit easier.
Your ears off easier as well.
And even the days I'm not in here,
getting your lions.
I'll try not to, because then it sucks getting up early the next morning. So you can kind of get the baby wakes me anyway. So sometimes, definitely, it's definitely been a big help to me so far.
That's good there,
And
I always kind of wondered that as well. Are you finding a wee bit more because I felt like before I was here, you was you're working here a lot. You're in here a lot.
I was. Yeah,
every single day. So if you would have had someone in the start of the week and you had them in the end of the week, you've probably been in every day.
Yeah.
Up until that point, you know.
Yeah, you're sort of here 2/3 of your life almost. You get Sunday and then you're back in again on Monday, and it's been good, and even being able to get out of the gym environment and then just sit at home in the office, or sit at home and you have the stuff you can come up with and plan, and how you can improve the service in the gym. It's good. It's important.
You get more thinking time.
Yeah, it's important to step away from it all.
Like the classes here, for example.
Yeah, it's important to step away from it and be able to see that from a bird's eye view, or just from a distance, and then be able to see what needs improved. How can we make things better? How can we improve the client experience, get them better results, just make life better for everybody that comes here. And until you kind of get out of the gym environment and take your head away from it for a few hours, it's hard to get that, That's why breaks and holidays and stuff are important as well. So yeah, it's definitely been a help. And again, I think clients will appreciate it as well, because if you go on holidays or I go on holidays for a few days or a week,
Yeah, what way did that work?
clients just had to shut the gym down. You
The
know,
whole
so
gym?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, Ted wasn't going to do it. You know what I mean? Ted's bed's
He's
here.
lazy.
Yeah, Ted would just sleep there. So yeah, just had to shut the gym down. So I think clients appreciate the fact we're able to keep it running now, apart from like Christmas holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
We're able to keep it open and running, and the options there to train.
Like you got away there for a week there as well. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Like if that was like a wee while ago, like about a year or two ago, like what way that would have, if you wanted to go away for a week, what way that would have worked?
Just close the gym for a week.
A week.
Back in a week, guys. Yeah. So it's a shame, because like people, like once they get going, they want to keep that consistency up, and the training consistency is what wins in the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not you know, a magical workout plan or one magical workout. It's the consistency of doing the basics repetitively.
Yeah.
So being able to keep the gym open is a big thing with that. So that's a big part of client success, is being able to do that.
Keep it open the whole time.
Yeah.
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 And hopefully stay open. No lockdowns. Hopefully stay open.
Yeah, Robin Swan, are you listening?
Hopefully, because we're on a good run now since April. Like we've.
Yeah, let's not jinx it. Let's not jinx it. Yeah, like you can always go outside again in the bleak midwinter.
Yeah. Oh, the tunnel. Remember the tunnel?
Yeah.
Don't use the tunnel anymore, do you?
Yeah, we'll use the tunnel again whenever it gets colder and
Baltic
murkier.
again. Starting to get that.
Need to get the lights working again over there.
Yeah, I noticed I was clicking on it one day there and it wasn't working there.
No.
But
So we need to get the lights.
it gets really warm in there really fast though. Like
Unless you get people wear head torches or something.
yeah.
I know there's chickens
Everyone
over
turned their torch off on their phones.
There's chickens over there now, so people
Well,
might,
there's chickens, no way.
so people might get freaked out and if they hear chickens clucking in the dark, and then they'll be like, what is that? And they'll be freaked out. Or they'll see Ben's big eyes staring at them in the
Yeah.
dark, and you wonder what that is. Ben's a horse, by the way. He's not a large human that we keep in the field. He's a horse. I think that's everything, Jack. Have you anything else to add?
I don't think I said quite a lot there as well. Is
Yeah.
There,
What are your training goals then for the
my training goals?
deadlift 230 or sorry 130?
Well, like what would be if you were in my shoes? Like what would be a good goal for? Like let's say you weighed 63 kg. What would be a good goal for you in lifting?
Like 2.5 times your body weight's pretty decent. Like so,
Yeah.
if that was like a long term, long term goal.
I am finding it
Really
hard
good.
now. Like I am finding it
Get
very
eating. I
tough.
think you need to get eating
Yeah,
more.
I am finding it tough now. Like
Yeah. You need to get more protein.
yeah.
Yeah.
What would be a good
Not
goal?
just
Do you
the
think maybe 130 might be a good like?
Yeah, 130 to start with. Like, so that's over 2 times body weight, which is cool. So
Yeah.
60, 120, if you're hitting 150.
Oof.
If you're getting over 160, I think for
160?
one rep, I think that'd be superb. Like
160.
yeah.
Like that might be like maximum strength, Jack. Like
Yeah.
that's
That'd be
the-
Marvel superhero, Jack.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely
Yeah.
definitely achievable. But yeah, definitely keep your eating needs
Yeah.
to be on point. Your sleeping needs
I
to be
need
on
I
point.
need a
And don't do it too often. Like don't do it every session. Like do it before
No.
you stop it. You need to-
yeah. I've been trying to do it like at least twice a week. I've only done it once this week. 'Cause
Yeah.
I find it so hard this week. to
So
even-
deadlift's one thing you have in your sights.
Yeah. Yeah. Bench press. I think bench press is always a slow gainer, but it's getting there. I would like to comfortably like lift over 100. Like comfortably like lift it. Like not like. jelly arms.
Where are you at the minute?
Oh, but about 85 or so.
That's good going, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about 85, but
For your
I
body weight, that's good.
I would love to get a little way higher. Like obviously, like no, don't get me wrong. I probably could do about 100 for one, but it's like not like I'm in training. Like it might be a bit of a joke or a laugh. Like, but I'll not be able to keep up with that. Like you
Yeah.
know, and I'll not be. It's too heavy. I couldn't do sets of that. Like
No, like,
maybe like one for a bit of a joke. Like
unless your body weight goes up significantly, like it gets hard. You know,
Yeah.
it does get hard.
it's hard.
But we've all got. That's kind of one of the things that. Oh yeah, there's another question I have to ask you. What myths would you like to bust today?
Oh,
I was gonna suggest one there, but like you know, like the fact that people think you start doing weights and you get bulky. But I was gonna say that point we're talking about. Unless you start eating more calories, you're not gonna get bulky, and it's really hard to get bulky. It's
Yeah.
not, even for guys who have the right hormone balance, girls not so much. That's why it's harder for girls to do it. But you can gain a significant, like a huge amount of strength by staying the exact same size, the exact same weight. That's kind of one myth that needs crushed, I think.
yeah. I agree with it. Yeah.
Is there anything that's come up in with
Um,
clients that have like they've thought something you kind of like go, I don't know if that's not strictly true, you know, like to correct it.
I remember I was talking about it was shoes. We were talking about that. I think I was talking about shoes about someone like they thought like that. I don't know what they'd say about shoes or something. Like they thought that the shoes they wore, like
Oh, is this hard soles or anything?
Yeah, no, like, you know, yeah, like there's like a bit of a lift on them.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't think I was trying to tell them that like if you wore kind of like flatter shoes and like even on their feet like would be better, and they're kind of like looking at me like as if I had four heads, you know, like something.
Yeah, the bit,
you know, like they're like, what's the difference in wearing different types of shoes?
Yeah,
you know, I don't know if that would be a bit of a myth buster, but like it's something along those lines. That
it's maybe not. Yeah, it's maybe not a myth, but some people don't think about it. But I think they definitely do it a lot. So
yeah,
if you're always in like.
I'm wearing flat
what have
shoes.
you got on?
I'm wearing flat
You got
shoes.
flats on.
I'm wearing flat shoes.
I've got like a selection of shoes underneath here actually. A shoe with old Vans. So these here, are quite old as you can see, but they're quite good for lifting weights.
Yeah.
Now they're not ideal for lifting weights because it's kind of the same rise along there.
Yeah.
But if you have a bit of a higher heel at the back and you start doing squats or something, that's what you need. But you need a really hard, rigid sole. You also need a nice toe box. You need like loads of width here. Like my toes are not shaped like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not shaped like they're more like that. Like they stick out,
Yeah.
so they get crushed a little bit. So they're not ideal. Better than most things. I think they're better than Converse because Converse for me are too narrow.
Yeah.
Everyone's different, I guess. But you want a bit of a heel, you want a hard sole, and you want a good wide toe box. Another thing that's important, and lifting shoes have this, is a metatarsal strap. So you pull the metatarsal strap tight over here, and that keeps you really tight to the floor and keeps the shoe nice and tight to your foot as well. But yeah, if you were going to use... So these are quite good. These are like CrossFit shoes. These are Nike Metcons. Don't know what number it is actually. Don't know. But they're quite good because they have a bit of a rise.
Yeah.
But they're also quite... They're firm. Like if you feel the sole of that, it's quite hard. So it's quite good for lifting as well.
Yeah.
Good for rope climbs. You've got this here for rope climbing as well, either side for a bit of grip.
Yeah.
So they're decent enough for running, but they're probably not great for long distance running. You know, people have like really soft, cushiony shoes.
Yeah.
Those are typically the type of trainer people wear into the gym, which is a problem if you're trying to do a heavy squat or a heavy deadlift, because you're going to be on. It's like doing it on a big foam, you know, big foam roller or something. You're going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
So if you have harder, firmer soles, you're going to be more stable. Or you could like Kate Rooney and do barefoot. But it's getting a bit cold for that now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point.
I can't. Sorry, disappointed. I think of anything. You know, I did actually think I was actually looking at something about Mythbusters, but I didn't read. Like I seen it, but didn't even read it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think I seen something on Facebook about it, but I don't have any at the moment.
No, that's it.
Not that I've come across. I remember talking about shoes recently about someone else. That's what I can remember. Something closest I can think of. Like,
is Nike better than Adidas? Was one of those conversations.
What's your opinion on that? Like,
well, I'm wearing Nikes. I've
Yeah.
actually got Nike socks on as well. So, half the question answered. No, I don't really care.
I wear both, but I think Nike lasts longer for some reason. I don't know why. I think like Nike shoes like last long. If you take care of them, I think they last long. I think Adidas just wear easier. Like,
I just don't have any. I don't have any Adidas at the minute. But the reason I like these, they're just so comfy. See for every day.
they're Nike, aren't they? Yeah.
They're Nike Metcons. They're CrossFit shoes, but I just think they're just so good for everything. They're quite versatile.
Yeah.
They're not a specialist shoe, but they're kind of in the middle. You know, they kind of do a wee bit of everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's no other myths then.
Not that you think of, no.
That's grand, man. That's a good one, the shoe one.
It's not really, but
Well, no, it is. It's something that people don't think about. They come in and they train and they think, like, you wouldn't wear like ballet shoes if you're going to go rally driving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe you would if you're a weirdo, but
Yeah.
or you're not going to wear like steel toe cap boots if you're going to be working in a flower shop.
No.
You know what I mean? And again, maybe you would,
You
but
can wear those type of shoes.
bit of a weirdo. Not for me to judge, but it's your life choice. Yeah. So you get the point. Like if you're in the gym, you're going to be lifting. Probably makes sense to wear lifting type shoes or trainers. Or if you're going to run and wear running shoes. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think that's about it. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your service for the last 6 months. I'm sure the clients would like to say thank you, Jack, as well, because you've served them well.
Yeah.
It's a big thing, actually.
Yeah.
The client's been able to like put their trust in a trainer, trust them with the plan, trust them with their technical advice, all those things. It's a big thing. Like that's their health. Essentially, they're putting in your hands, so it means a lot to us that people trust us enough to
train them.
To train them, yeah. So yeah, I'm sure the clients would love to thank you as well. Thank you, Jack, and looking forward to working with you in the future.
In the future, yeah.
Yeah.
So we might do one maybe a year.
1 year.
In April.
You're trying to cut this down. April.
Yeah, you know, it's 6 months.
Oh, okay, every 6 months, I mean. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, like April.
I think we should give you like a regular slot.
Or maybe we should do a Christmas special one.
Christmas special.
Yeah.
With
yeah. And we look
hats
back
on.
in the year of like the good and bad moments in here, like, you know.
Yes. I just cut segments from every podcast and stick them in, sellotape them in.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Hope you've enjoyed listening.
Thank you very much, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Now it's time for our News of the Week segment, and we've got some very sad news this week, I'm afraid. Well, it's sad from my perspective, and it's sad for everybody who cares about people or public health. This is from BBC News, and it's by Victoria Gill. I'm not going to read all the story because it kind of starts getting into opinion and propaganda. So I'm going to give you the headlines and some quotes, and then we'll talk about it. So it's the BBC News. It's actually just out today, so that's the 8th of October 2021. UK public now eating significantly less meat. Like, that's immediately my heart just sank, and I was like, oh, I'm not even a butcher. Like, if I was a butcher, fair enough, you know, I'd have a kind of financial interest in it, but whenever you're a PT, you generally just want your clients to do well, and you want to see people healthy and happy and yeah, just in good health and strength, which is quite important for life. Daily meat consumption in the UK has fallen by 17% in the last decade. A study has shown it's nearly a fifth. It's kind of scary. You know what's going up by a lot more than 17% in the last decade? Obesity. Is it a coincidence? Is it caused by the lack of meat? I don't know, just putting it out there, but it's interesting that obesity has gone through the roof in the last 10 years and more, but it's been steadily increasing while meat consumption has been steadily decreasing, unfortunately. So apparently the National Food Strategy has set a goal that we need to be reducing our meat consumption by 30% in the next 10 years, which is, I don't know why people are setting goals for me or you, but I think that should be up to every individual to decide both whether they can afford to eat meat, whether they think meat is the best thing for their body. I think it is. I'm not suggesting a carnivore diet just yet, but I think meat is an important part of the diet, and it's an important part of protein consumption. Protein is the most underutilized nutrient that we have available to us that we are not getting, and it's showing. Our obesity rates are showing. We're taking in too much sugar, we're taking in too many processed foods, we're not eating enough. Like, meat is essentially the rawest food you can get, especially if you're eating, like, I don't know, caviar and raw salmon. But do you know what I mean? There's very little processing that goes into that. Now, unless you're having like fish fingers or battered cod or battered chicken or something. I'm talking about go to the butchers and get yourself some good meat. It's at least tampered with, processed. You know what's in there. You know it's good food, especially if you go to butchers. You know it's going to be good. If you can get grass-fed meat, even better. So yeah, this story goes on. I'm not even going to read out the stuff because there's just so many half-truths and a misinterpretation of data, opinion. It just goes on and on and on. You can read it for yourself, but I don't really want to waste too much of your time. There's market research in 2019 suggested that almost 40% of meat eaters were actively trying to reduce their consumption, with many citing their either health or environmental reasons. Then there's somebody called Dr. Stewart says that you don't have to be a vegetarian. Well, that's good, isn't it? We don't have to be a vegetarian, although in general meat-free dishes will have a lower impact. I think they're talking about the environment here. Now we could go into all sorts of things. So basically, you're saying they have less cows, so we're eating less meat, less cows, so there's less cow farts, so there's less methane, so there's less environmental damage. So instead we eat things like broccoli, we eat more vegetables, more sources from arable farming. So we're going to replace cow farts with human farts, essentially. So makes perfect sense, right? Perfect sense. They're suggesting here that we should have 2 meat-free days per week. I would suggest that you try and eat protein in every single meal. Because it's an essential nutrient, it's a macronutrient that we all need a significant amount of. It's also lower in calories than fat. It's the lowest, basically. It's the leanest, and it's almost impossible to put on weight whenever you are getting most of your food sources from protein. So if you can get enough protein without eating meat, all the best to you. Fair play. You sound like an absolute genius to me, because I can't do it. I find it very difficult to maintain size, strength, just of a normal human being, and manage my weight. That's a really important one. A lot of people think you just have to eat protein if you want to get bigger and stronger. Yes, you do, but you also need to get it if you're managing your calories correctly, but also maintaining your weight, keeping your body fat down, keeping your waist trim. They're saying like eating meat has all these implications of eating red meat and processed meat. And I love how they bundle it together. High consumption of red and processed meat. Do you ever notice that in the studies? Look out for that. Red and processed meat are thrown in together as if they're the same thing. Now you're telling me that a sirloin steak is the same as like crumbled ham that's come from Denny's, or like fish fingers, like we said, all these like like chicken goujons, battered chicken. You can't tell me that they're the same, that they have the same impact on the human body. There's no way. That's like saying if you go to a fine dining restaurant, it's the same as going to McDonald's. It's crazy. It's a crazy comparison, but look out for the studies. You'll notice that red and processed meats are always combined together, which is really, really, really poor journalism, really poor poor scientific research as well, if that's what they're bundling together. So it increases cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. Again, which is it? Is the processed meat or is the red meat? Because they're not synonymous, they're not the same thing, so banding them together is just ludicrous, crazy. Not all meat is equal. Well, that's correct. That's another headline here. So I think one thing that, I love vegans, carnivores and vegetarians and paleo and blah, blah, blah. All these people who have such strong opinions on diet and nutrition, one thing that they will agree on, there's not much, but there's one thing that I think everyone should agree on, is that we should try and get, as much as possible, our sources of food should come from raw, natural sources, so unprocessed, untouched. If you can get like vegetables that are like free from sprays, free from pesticides, free from all of this treatment. If you can get meat, if you can get grass-fed beef, if you can get grass-fed milk, if you can get all these things that are not created with crap, basically, so it's not it's not gonna do as much harm, obviously. It's not only not gonna do as much harm, it's gonna benefit you. So that's one thing I think that all of those peoples can agree on, all those really strong opinions. If you can get stuff that is natural, that's raw, that's unrefined and unprocessed, the closer you get to the food chain, the better. Now, obviously, cook your meat. You don't want to get food poisoning eating raw chicken. Not suggesting that, but that's at least one thing. And again, this study, it tries to tell you that you're killing the environment if you eat meat, if you eat steak, if you eat chicken, whatever. I'm going to tell you that you're not, that you should eat meat. You should try and get protein in every single part of the day. So whether it's eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch, steak for dinner, fish somewhere along the way through the working week as well. It's going to benefit your waistline, it's going to benefit your health, and it's going to benefit your happiness. Because, listen, have you ever seen someone who eats meat that's really unhappy? Of course you haven't. Meat's brilliant. So hopefully next week we'll have some happier news to bring you. But in the meantime, keep eating that meat. Joke of the week time. And so this maybe should be in the news article, but did you hear that the CEO of IKEA has been elected Prime Minister of Sweden? They say he should have his cabinet together by the end of the weekend. Sorry.
It's lit in here, huh?
And would you believe it? That's the end of another show. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much to Jack for taking the time to just drop in, have a bit of a chat, and to share it all with you. Hopefully you got something out of it, and you've got to know Jack and myself a little bit better. And do remember the classes that we've just started. There's plenty of capacity left in a couple of them, especially Atomic. If you would like to join up, you can do so. There's a link at the website. I'll put it in the show notes as well. But as I said, there's Total Body Toning on Monday, Power on Tuesday, Atomic on Wednesday, Total Body Toning on Thursday, Power on Friday, and Atomic on Saturday morning. So you're very welcome to join us. If you want to even do a drop in, see what it's all about, see if you like it before you sign up and commit anything. There's a few characters in the classes, we said. So we'll have some fun. I'll drop the link in the show notes, and you can get in touch if you have any more questions about it. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.